Hello folks, my name is Mark. This is Why I Hate the World. How you guys doing? So I'm sure you've all heard about this very, very restrictive abortion law that got passed in Alabama. Basically, it bans abortion after 6 weeks. There's no exceptions for incest or rape. And doctors who get caught performing an abortion could face up to 99 years in prison, which one of the very popular criticisms that I've heard of this on the internet is that, say, for example, the unwanted pregnancy was the result of a rape, then the doctor would end up going to prison longer than the actual rapist would, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous, you know. And then Missouri passed another one. This one bans abortion after 8 weeks. These bills, they're called heartbeat bills. You know, the idea that as soon as you detect a heartbeat from the fetus, then then the abortion's banned. And the problem with that is that it's not enough time, and most of the time a woman won't even know she's pregnant until that 6 weeks has already elapsed. Right, which is the entire point of the law in the first place, you know, because it's not really about saving, you know, the unborn fetus. It's about controlling women. Because this is pretty extreme even for most conservatives, but they're doing it like this on purpose because, you know, thanks to Donald fucking Trump, and somehow he managed to weasel two, you know, Supreme Court appointees, right? You know, Canova or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. So now all the evangelicals and stuff think that they can get a law in front of the Supreme Court and get Roe versus Wade overturned. Right. Which, as soon as that happens, you know, multiple states out there, you know, have bills ready to go immediately to ban abortion. And what's going to happen is that it's going to end up being a state-by-state thing, right? So, once again, you'll have something that's illegal in one state but perfectly legal in other states. And that's not good. That's a horrible, horrible thing to have happen. Because here's the thing, right? Like, you know, the more religious you are, the more likely you are to be pro-life. Okay. And, you know, even though it really has nothing to do with life, you know, but whatever, right? But here's the thing, right? Of the women who actually get abortions, 70% of those women are Christian. Okay, that's what it is, you know. 37% Protestant, 31% Roman Catholic, right? Of the Protestants, 17% of those are evangelical Christians, right? Those are the born-again types, the 700 Club, the Eagle Forum, you know, focus on the family, the highly, highly anti-abortion people, the people that go out and have marches and stuff like that, right? You know, and raise millions and millions of dollars to fight abortion. 17% of them are evangelicals, right? You know, and it's funny because, like, only, you know, the big evil baby-eating atheists, only 24% of them, right, are actually, you know, get abortions, right? And that's 24% of women who declined to state their religious affiliation. So not even all of them are probably atheists, right? You know how many Jewish women get abortions? 1%. Okay. It's just, it blows me away. You know, it's like all the states where all this shit is getting banned is that's all they have to do. You know, if you want to reduce abortion by 70% is just to get all the women out there who are Christians to just stop fucking getting them. And it'll go down by 70%. You know, it's absolutely just mind-blowingly ridiculous to me. These states that have these heartbeat bills, you know, Alabama, Kentucky, Mississippi, Iowa, right, South Dakota, right, these are the same states where marijuana is still fully illegal. You know, Kentucky, Alabama, Iowa, Kansas, Wisconsin, Wyoming, right? These are the same states that have no or very little services for homeless people, right? They're very low, and they rank very low as far as education goes, right? These are the states that have tried to introduce anti-transgendered bathroom laws. You know, Kentucky, Wyoming, North Carolina, South Carolina, Kansas, right? They also have, you know, these places have permanent voter disenfranchisement for for most offenses. You know, like in California, when you get out of prison in California, you can vote. Okay, your voting rights come back. Not in this state, you know, not in Alabama, not in Kentucky, Mississippi, Wyoming, Nevada, New Mexico. No, right. And, you know, you kind of see this stuff, and it's like, you know, if you overlay these maps with each other, you kind of start to see a pattern start to develop. You know, it's basically the Midwest and the Deep South, right? Where all the, you know, where all the Christians live, you know, the heartland of America, right? You know, or what Sarah Palin says, the real America, right? You kind of notice that, you know, we live in two countries. There are two different countries, and, you know, the North and the South, basically the Union and the Confederacy, right? And in the Union, you know, you have pretty much freedom to do what you want with your body. You have sovereignty over your own body. You can make your own choices as far as your reproductive rights go, as far as what substances you want to imbibe, right? As far as what you want to do, how you want to express your gender, or who you want to have sex with. And in the Confederacy, the red states, the Deep South, you can't do that. They have very restrictive laws. You know, they're trying to pass laws to restrict all of that. And it's doubly hypocritical because these are the people who hate big government. And that's what they always say. Whenever it comes to shit that could actually help people, right? Things like, you know, trying to pass laws for like job training or drug rehabilitation or to help the environment or, you know, clean energy or anything like that, shit that actually helps people, you know, if they want to raise taxes on rich people, it always comes down to we don't want big government, right? But they have no fucking problem at all getting the big government in there when it comes to, you know, your reproductive rights, what you can do with your own body, what substances you're allowed to imbibe in your body, how you want to express your gender, what you do in your bedroom. They don't give a shit about all of that, okay? Because, you know, they don't really care. It's a cultural problem in what it is. And, you know, if this actually happens, if they actually do manage to overturn Roe versus Wade, which if you were to ask me 15 years ago, I would have said there's no fucking way no Republican would touch that with a 10-foot pole, but nowadays I'm not so sure. I think they might actually do it, even if it does destroy them in elections for years to come. I think a lot of them would think it's worth it, you know. But, you know, if they do actually do that, and they do make it illegal in these states to do something that is perfectly legal in other states, you know, that's going to end up very, very bad for them, right? It's going to break up families, right? You know, some of these laws say that if a woman leaves the state to get an abortion and then comes back, she'll be thrown in prison. Think about that. If you leave the state to go do something that's legal and then come back, you get thrown in prison for shit that you did that was legal. All right? How does that square away with the concept of liberty, right? With the concept of sovereignty over your own body? You know, it doesn't, all right? Because Republicans don't really care about all that shit. When you hear them say shit like that, they're lying. Okay? It's all a big fucking lie. All right? And it just blows me away. It blows me away that we're still talking about this shit. You know, Roe versus Wade was in what, 1973? Okay? I mean, goddamn, what is that, 46 years ago? We're still talking about this? Can't we fucking get past this already? You know? Other countries out there in the world are not hung up on this shit. All right? They're like advancing and creating, you know, green jobs and, you know, putting fucking people in space and stuff. And we're at home squabbling over the stupidest fucking bullshit because half the fucking country can't take the fucking Bibles out of their asses. It's unbelievable. I don't know. I guess I really got no way to end this. Just, you know, the country's fucked up and everybody's insane. Don't vote for Republicans. Adios, folks.